Enrico Fermi was a brilliant and hard-working scientist who made many important contributions to physics, particularly in the field of nuclear science. He was born on September 29, 1901, in Rome, Italy. His full name was Enrico Fermi, and he came from a family that valued education. Fermi had a passion for learning from a young age, and this passion led him to become one of the most influential scientists in history. As a child, Fermi showed an incredible talent for solving math problems and understanding complicated concepts. He was curious and always eager to learn more about the world around him. His love for science began at an early age, and he continued to pursue his interests throughout his life. Fermi was especially interested in the field of physics, which is the study of matter and energy. This fascination with physics guided him to study at the University of Pisa in Italy. At the University of Pisa, Fermi studied physics and mathematics. He worked very hard and was recognized for his exceptional abilities. He graduated with honors and soon began teaching at the University of Rome, where he would become a well-known figure in the world of science. As a teacher, Fermi was highly respected. He was known for making difficult concepts easier to understand and for encouraging his students to think critically. His ability to explain complex topics clearly made him a popular professor. One of Fermi's major contributions to science was his work on the study of atoms. Atoms are the tiny building blocks of all matter. Fermi was especially interested in how atoms could be split, a process that would later become known as nuclear fission. In the early 1930s, scientists were learning about neutrons, which are particles that are part of atoms. Fermi discovered that when neutrons hit certain elements, such as uranium, they could split the atom into smaller pieces, releasing a great deal of energy. This discovery of nuclear fission was very important. It opened up new possibilities for understanding how atoms work and how they could be used for energy. The idea of splitting atoms would later be used in many ways, including in the development of nuclear power and weapons. Fermi's work on nuclear fission was groundbreaking and helped scientists understand the potential power locked inside atoms. Fermi's research was so important that it caught the attention of scientists around the world. In 1938, Fermi was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on nuclear reactions. He was recognized for his discovery of how to cause certain elements to emit radiation by bombarding them with neutrons. This discovery led to greater knowledge of the behavior of atoms and opened the door to many other scientific advancements. Fermi's Nobel Prize was a huge honor and a clear recognition of the value of his contributions to science. However, during the late 1930s, there was a political crisis in Europe. In Italy, the political situation was becoming dangerous for many scientists, including Fermi. The rise of fascism under the leadership of Benito Mussolini created an environment where intellectuals and researchers faced restrictions and dangers. As a result, Fermi decided to move to the United States in 1938 to continue his work in a safer environment. Fermi and his family relocated to New York City, and Fermi began working at Columbia University before moving to the University of Chicago. In the United States, Fermi continued to advance his work in nuclear physics. He soon became involved in a very important project, the Manhattan Project. This was a secret scientific effort during World War II, aimed at creating the first atomic bomb. Fermi was asked to be part of the project because of his knowledge of nuclear reactions. The atomic bomb was a powerful weapon that could change the course of the war, and Fermi's expertise was essential in developing the technology. Fermi worked alongside many other top scientists, including Robert Oppenheimer, who led the project. Fermi's most significant contribution to the Manhattan Project was helping to design and build the first nuclear reactor. This reactor was called Chicago Pile 1, and it was built in 1942 at the University of Chicago. Chicago Pile 1 was the first successful attempt to create a controlled nuclear chain reaction. This was a huge step toward making the atomic bomb. The successful creation of Chicago Pile 1 showed that it was possible to harness the power of nuclear energy in a controlled way. Although Fermi was proud of the success of the Manhattan Project, he also had mixed feelings about the creation of the atomic bomb. He knew that the bomb had the potential to cause enormous destruction, and he was concerned about its use in war. In 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, bringing an end to World War II. These bombings caused massive loss of life and suffering. Fermi, like many of the scientists involved in the project, was deeply saddened by the consequences of the bomb's use, but he also understood that it played a major role in ending the war. After World War II, Fermi continued his work in nuclear physics and helped develop peaceful uses for nuclear energy. He worked to explore how nuclear reactors could be used to generate electricity. The discovery of nuclear energy had the potential to provide a new, powerful source of power for the world, and Fermi's work contributed to making this possible. He believed that science should be used to improve the lives of people, and he worked hard to find ways to use his knowledge for the benefit of society. Fermi also spent a lot of time teaching. He was a professor at the University of Chicago, where he influenced many students. He inspired a new generation of scientists and researchers. Fermi's ability to explain complicated ideas in simple terms made him a beloved teacher. He was patient and kind, always encouraging his students to think for themselves and pursue their own scientific passions. Many of his students went on to have successful careers in science, continuing the work that Fermi had started. Fermi was also known for his ability to solve problems in creative ways. He was not afraid to think outside the box and often came up with simple, clever solutions to difficult challenges. His approach to science was practical, and he believed that the best way to understand something was by experimenting and testing ideas. Fermi's approach to science was based on curiosity, hard work, and a desire to understand the world more deeply. Enrico Fermi passed away on November 28, 1954, at the age of 53. His death was a great loss to the world of science. Fermi had made many important discoveries and contributed to numerous advancements in physics. He is remembered today as one of the greatest scientists of the 20th century. His work on nuclear fission, nuclear energy, and the atomic bomb changed the world and shaped the future of science. Fermi's legacy lives on in many ways. Today, nuclear reactors continue to produce electricity around the world, and scientists continue to study the behavior of atoms and particles. Fermi's discoveries are still used in fields like medicine, energy, and industry. His contributions to science will never be forgotten, and his name is forever linked to some of the most important scientific advancements in history. In conclusion, Enrico Fermi was a brilliant and dedicated scientist whose work has had a lasting impact on the world. His discoveries in nuclear physics helped shape modern science and technology, and his contributions to the Manhattan Project played a key role in ending World War II. Fermi's legacy continues to inspire scientists today, and his work reminds us of the power of curiosity, hard work, and a desire to understand the world around us.